In 2021, a scientist walked out of one of the most powerful companies on Earth with 17,000 pages of secrets. What she carried into the United States Senate would force a trillion-dollar company to shut down a product overnight and prove, in the company's own words, that it knew exactly what its app was doing to teenagers. This is the story of Instagram and the file the world was never supposed to read. Start with how it's built. Instagram doesn't have a bottom. There's no page 2, no the end. Just an algorithm quietly deciding what shows up next, forever. Psychologists call this a variable reward schedule, the same mechanism that makes slot machines addictive. You never know if the next pull is the boring one or the one that lights you up. Every scroll is a pull, every like is a coin dropping, and the app is never ever designed to make you stop. Her name is Frances Haugen. She was a data scientist inside the company, and before she left, she copied thousands of internal slides, memos, and research reports, and gave them to journalists and to Congress. On October 5, 2021, she sat before the United States Senate and said, under oath, that the company's own research proved its products harm children and that leadership chose profit over fixing it. It wasn't a rumor anymore. It was the company's own paperwork, read into the congressional record. And what did that paperwork actually say? One leaked slide from the company's own researchers put it in 5 words, quote, "We make body image issues worse for 1 in 3 teen girls." Another internal study went further. Among teens who said they'd had suicidal thoughts, 13% of British users and 6% of American users traced that feeling back to Instagram. This wasn't an outside critic's guess. This was the company measuring its own damage in its own building years before anyone outside ever saw the slide. While that research sat quietly in a drawer, the company was building something else, a version of Instagram designed for children under 13. Then the documents went public. Parents, regulators, and lawmakers pushed back. Hard. Within days, the company announced it was pausing the kids' app entirely. Not redesigning it. Not delaying the launch date. Pausing it indefinitely the moment the public finally saw what the researchers already knew. To be fair, the company pushed back hard too. Executives called the research incomplete, said the coverage cherry-picked the darkest slides, and pointed to other findings showing Instagram helps plenty of teens feel more connected, not less. Both things can be true at once, a platform that helps millions and genuinely harms a measurable minority. The argument was never really about the data. It was about who got to see it and when. Here's the uncomfortable part. None of this requires you to be a teenager. The same variable reward loop that hooked those girls is running in your pocket right now. Every platform built on an infinite feed uses it, because attention is the entire product. You are not the customer, you're the inventory. The brain never evolved a stop signal for a feed with no bottom. That's not a personal failure. That's the business model working exactly as designed. Frances Haugen didn't have to leak a single memo. She could have kept her severance and said nothing. Instead, she handed the world proof, and the world still hasn't put its phone down. If you want to understand what else is quietly designed to outsmart you, subscribe. Mythbrain is where the tricks come to die.